That's all I saw.
Okay.
I never saw a state policeman.
Do you know if the hospital was ever investigated for the way that their procedures, or for people going missing from there or anything like that?
I'm not sure, but I'm sure they had to have an investigation about some of those things. I don't know.
About some of what things? People dying or other things?
Well, the people died, the people that escaped, and the one person that did escape and was killed by a train. I know that had to be investigated because it was in the paper and everything.
Okay. Do you know when that happened?
Probably in 1956, 57.
Okay, because I may be able to find out by that who was the one that who was the investigating department down there.
I don't know. Because, like I said, the only people I saw was the county coroner, the sheriffs, and the city police.
Okay. And you mentioned to us once before about that there was some guy in the morgue that got caught having sex with the dead people there.
Yes, I did.
And can you tell me about that?
Well, actually, he was the husband of a dear friend of mine, and apparently he was having sex with his corpse, and somebody walked in and caught him. He was arrested and went to trial, but I don't know what happened after that. His wife either resigned or transferred. I never saw or heard from her again.
So he was the guy that was cremating bodies, or what was his role there?
I guess he was helped cremate them.
Okay. And what was his name?
Carl Lewis.
Okay, and he worked in the morgue. Was there anybody else that worked in the morgue besides him at that time, or?
He's the only one that I knew of. I don't know how many people worked there.
Okay.
I guess they had one per shift or something.
Yeah, you'd think so, unless it was something that was like they were on call when somebody died.
Yeah, I don't think that was it. I think there was somebody there all the time.
Okay. And let's see. Is there anything else that you were telling us about, or that I haven't asked, that you'd like for people to know about the Stockton Mental Hospital?
When your mind goes blank, it goes blank.
Theirs or yours?
So I can't really think of anything.
Okay. Was there anything that you can think of that we didn't ask that we talked about before, Joyce? Or that you might want to ask?
The electric shock treatments, you said in your written documentation, was scheduled 3 times a week.
Yeah.
However, treatments were 81% more frequently were given more frequently if patient's condition worsened.
Yes, for an example, like the lady that came in violent, and she was given a series of treatments in one day, along with her sedation and
restraint
and everything.
Okay, but that wasn't the day she died. She died another day.
No, she didn't die for a couple
months later.
But
okay.
I mean, if a patient came in that condition, they were given a series of shock treatments.
And was it her that told you about somebody that was trying to go see their husband and then later found out the husband had died? And
no,
we've been at the cemeteries.
Okay. This says visitors were supervised and patients were not allowed to touch each other. Oh, visitations were supervised. So if somebody's family went to see him, they couldn't give him a hug or anything like that?
There was too much chance of drugs. You know, like one of our patients was a drug addict, and her boyfriend or whatever he was had been arrested for, and it was in like San Quentin. But if he got out and came to visit her, I mean, you can't let anybody touch anybody.
Yeah. Okay. And did anybody get pregnant there while you worked there?
Yeah. When I first started working at receiving, I don't know when she got pregnant, but she delivered the baby there.
And what happened to the baby?
I don't know.
Did she continue staying there after the baby was born, or did they leave?
I don't know what they did with the baby. It was there for about a week, and then I don't know, I don't think it was a relative, oh God, social worker or somebody came and got the baby.
Okay,
and she was still there.
Did you ever hear about or see anything about people that worked there having any contact with patients, physical contact?
Physical contact?
Like in sexual manner?
The one in the morgue?
Other than that guy?
No. No.
Okay. So you never saw anything and you never heard anything?
No. The only I had two patients that tried to choke me, but other than that, I didn't use force on her. I just tried to get away from her, you know. So.
And what would happen to those patients when they do that? Did they get sent to one of those rooms where they had the straitjacket on? And
we had seclusion rooms on the ward, and they were secluded, and yes, they were put in restraints.
Okay. And then
sedated.
How long did they keep them in there?
Depending on their attitude, recovery, and it wasn't no long time.
Okay.
Maybe a couple days.
So you didn't see any patients physically abused by, I mean, other than them maybe getting hurt while they were trying to restrain them or something like that? They didn't, weren't injured by any of the workers?
I'll tell you the truth that I did something that I wasn't really proud of. I was giving medications to this lady, and she, was very defiant, so I put the pill in her mouth. And she chomped down on my thumb and would not let it go, and it hurt so bad. I had some ice water in my hand, and I threw the ice water on her.
She let go of your thumb, I bet.
Yeah, she finally let, and my thumb swelled out like that.
Wow. Well, I'd say that's self-defense.
But I mean, I didn't mean to hurt her or anything. Just.
Oh, I'm sure the ice water didn't hurt her. Probably woke her up a little bit.
Shocked her a little bit.
Wow. So it sounds like the staff was abused pretty frequently there.
At various times, yes. I've been, like, when in receiving they were mostly violent when they came in. Some were criminally insane. I've had a knife drawn on me.
Wow.
Which wasn't fun.
Yeah. So Dr. Adams, did he ever have any complaints against him, or was he actually around the hospital, or was he just in his office in that administrative building all the time, or what?
No, he came on the wards. I knew him, not really personally, but I knew him, and he was a nice person. I never had a problem with him, or I don't know anyone that did have a problem with him.
Okay.
And I later saw him a few years after we both didn't work there, and he changed my tire, and he's just really a nice guy.
Huh. Okay. Do you know if he's still alive?
I don't think so. I'm not sure.
Okay.